pong. You ever hear of fear pong?
No, I don't think so.
So now you brought it up. You gotta
Does
grab
it involve beer pong?
It does.
Because I'm a highly competent beer pong player.
Is it the one where it has like
good.
the cards under the cups?
Yes.
And you
Yeah.
read it and it's like something terrible?
Yeah.
Like you gotta do something weird.
Yes, no, I did see that. Okay, yeah, I know exactly.
This is my Christmas gift from Nikolai. So this is the insane pack.
Oh my god.
This is the Christmas pack. I think I have it all in one box.
Bite off your own pinky.
So, all right, let's do this. Hi everyone, this is Anthony with Interviews with Everyday People. Sitting here with Look Alive. We already kind of talking a little bit beforehand, but we're gonna quick bring something up because we're talking about having fun when doing weird things. I like it. This is the fear. So we're talking about fear pong. So this is how you were saying. You play the game. You put there's green or not that bad. Yellow is all right. Red is probably you're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then the candy cane ones are like the like Christmas edition ones. So like an insane one would be. Here you read it.
All right. Rinse your hair with toilet water.
So balance a plate on your head and add a new plate every round. Drink for every plate that drops. So you can do the dare and keep your cup on the table, or you can just say F it and drink the cup, and then you're one cup out of the game. We played this on New Year's. Nikolai had to color one of his teeth black. Dave Cantwell played. He had to run around the house in his underwear. Which I mean, for Dave, that's just
That's like a
he didn't need a cup to do it. Give your opponent a makeover. So you would just like.
I willingly give John makeover.
I'm just doing some of the insane ones. Cut up all your credit cards in your wallet or purse. We had one that you had to...
one's gonna do that.
Pee your pants right now.
Right on.
Is there a time limit? They know you're getting trashed throughout the game. They're way more willing to do it.
Put a raw egg in your underpants every time at some point. Wait. Put a raw egg in your underpants every time you point at someone or something. So if you're like, oh, I made that cup. Gotta put another egg.
Dude, if I'm drunk enough, I'll do something that dumb. You know what I mean?
I think what would be really fun to do is maybe we can. I'm just pitching this now. Is like get like a band versus band edition.
Oh god.
And then like each member like puts in like 5 or 10. Because if there's money involved, you're gonna probably do more of these dares. If you're just playing for fun, you're like, I'm not doing that.
I'll leave my wallet at home.
But like, say if you get like a group of people in, and you get like a nice pot money of like $200 or something, and you're like. Yo, I have a chance to win $200. I think I'm sticking my head in that toilet.
I don't know how much you've talked to Austin Womer yet.
He's gonna
from
win.
Ma and Tungo.
Is the point.
But that man's got something in his heart about competition and games.
Yeah.
And winning. So
Likes the yellow eye. Yep.
he leaves May 19th, I'll just say that.
Yeah. For a video
But
game
he
related
would be
thing.
right on top of it.
That'd be a lot of fun. When you came in, we were talking a little bit about how you're into like video games and a lot of the pop culture nerdy stuff. What are some of your favorite things? Like, what systems do you play?
A little bit of everything, man. Throughout growing up.
Do you have a preference now? Are you a PlayStation or Xbox guy? Like,
Xbox, I guess.
Yeah.
I just don't play as
I don't
much
know.
now, man.
I'm all
as
about
much as I'd
Sony.
love to.
so I used to be a big
I love
Sony
them
guy.
both.
I play little shit on my phone.
Computer.
And every now and then I'll
Yeah.
get back into like private server World of Warcraft.
Mhm.
If I'm really bored on a Sunday.
Yeah, I built my PC, so I just have all my games on there for the most part.
Terrible at that stuff. I want a game PC, but I'm just like,
It's hard, dude.
I wouldn't know what to do.
People are so good.
Yeah.
They destroy you, no matter what you play.
And I can't play a game with a mouse. I'm a controller guy. You know what I mean? Like that's why I can't do it. Like I played.
You have to adapt.
I played at my one buddy's house. I was like, "Do you have a controller?" He's like, "You're gonna get your ass kicked." And he was right. Like I thought I was good, but you're not good compared to mouse and keyboard.
You give your fucking buddy my number.
I don't know.
Time to play some
I guess.
Mortal Kombat 9.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Growing up though, it was like all N64, PS1, PS2. That's just those three usually.
Pretty much,
Oh, like,
yeah.
growing up, I don't think really any of us
NES.
had you had an Xbox.
At
Didn't
one
you?
point.
Yeah, you
At one
did.
point.
An original one?
N64,
He did.
PS2.
Yeah, that's like mainly what we did.
So did you guys all grow up together, like friends since
Pretty
like?
much,
yeah.
man.
What school did you guys go to?
Pottsville?
All Pottsville.
Yeah.
Nice. I was always on the other side. I'm on this side of the mountain, so every time we talked about pasta, it was like Beverly Hills. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, the Monty City Shenandoah kids were like, "Oh, you're going to Pottsville? Like, are you fucking rich now?
South of the mountain.
You fucking pompous rich asshole. Like, the Pottsville kids got everything. We're sitting here with a sewage treatment plant in the middle of town, smelling like shit." Like, and then I started hanging out in Pottsville, and I was like, "This is fucking. It's a good time. I like it in Pottsville."
Could definitely be worse.
Yeah,
Could definitely be worse.
yeah. I drive through Monty City. I still go to Monty City all the time. I love it, but it's just you drive through and you're like, oh, my friend used to live there, and now it's completely falling apart. Like it's like depressing every time you drive through. It's super sad. But so video games, N64 and stuff. Yeah, we do all that with our other show. Do you guys have any of you played the Switch yet? The new Switch?
I haven't. No.
I've seen it.
Yeah, very little.
I
It's
played
really good.
on my my girl's nephew's Switch. I played some Mario Kart.
Yeah, it's
I was
awesome.
doing all right.
It's really good. It's cool because you can like prop it up, and then each controller is its own
Yeah.
player.
It's
So like
really
two people
interesting.
can play on one screen.
Yeah.
Or you
It's
can
really
connect
nice.
the two, and then you're like
Mhm.
Wiiing it up.
Yep.
Like, things are cool.
Yeah, it's really fun. It'd be really good for like I think that would be like perfect for you because you seem like an on the go guy. Like, it's a really fun system.
Set
Though.
up the Switch really quick
Mhm.
before a show.
Play it on
I
stage.
did. You get
Yeah.
lost in Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, it's out of control. Yeah, that's a massive game. And then supposedly this year is the new Pokemon. I don't know if you're Pokemon fans. They're
At
making-
one point,
They're
pretty
making like
heavily.
a giant Pokemon game for it. So hopefully that turns out well. It wasn't what everyone thought it was going to be. There's going to be like Breath of the Wild type thing. But growing up, what grade did you guys meet up?
Middle school? Before that? I knew
Earlier.
super.
Do you want to like?
I was your neighbor.
Should we all
Kinda
just?
scattered
Do you want me to
about.
like explain
Yeah,
your time at
sure,
everyone?
sure. Are you like the key piece?
I don't know.
He's the band dad.
I guess. I don't. I was okay. I met because I met them all separate.
Mhm.
I met probably Kevin first.
Even though he was your neighbor.
He was my neighbor, but not until later on. You
Yes.
moved over there a little
Yeah.
bit later.
Oh, I moved there when I was like 6.
Okay.
Yeah. What grade were you in? Like,
First.
First. Okay, so maybe.
What's the
maybe
grade
Jordan
difference
was-
between you? Are you all in the same grade?
Yeah, no,
I'm
he was a
young-
grade younger.
yeah, I'm
than
younger
us.
than
He
all-
graduated in
all of them.
2013. We graduated in 2012. I met Kevin when we were 8. We played baseball together, and we were just always really close.
Warm
Had to-
dad
we
benches.
Slept over at each other's houses, and his whole room was Chase Utley. And started playing guitar together when we were 12.
We got into it at the same time.
met
Yeah.
John when I was probably 9.
4th grade.
Yeah, like 4th grade.
He's like,
Um,
marked, like
And
the
me and
big-
John just didn't. I didn't really like him at first. Then we hit it off, but same deal. Like I don't know, we just roamed the streets of Port Carbon, hung out all the time, had big sleepovers with a different group of friends. And then I met Jordan on the bus talking about Metallica,
Yeah.
and I gave him my Metallica
Yeah,
tab
I
book.
remember that.
And we all kind of just started playing instruments at the same time. We were like 11, 12-ish. and-
Nice. Now, was the first instrument you picked up? Was that always your first instrument?
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
So you started with guitar?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I
then
think
you
we all started with guitar.
Yeah.
I started with piano.
Piano.
Well, yeah, that's
piano.
right.
I tried. I couldn't do it.
I'm
Yeah.
ass.
It's tough,
Uh,
man. It's
so
tough. I'm a memory
Started
guy.
with the
Like I
recorder.
just remember shit, and that's it on piano. Like people could just sit down and improvise. Like can't do it.
Mhm.
So
Now,
much respect for those.
Did you guys start? I don't say you're a little younger than me, but did you start with like the guitar? Like a lot of musicians started with the Guitar Hero video games. Like they played
I
the
did.
the Rock
Guitar
Band and
Hero.
Guitar Heroes,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna play the real one. Did that apply to any of you?
The whole reason I started playing guitar ever was my friend got Guitar Hero 2, and after I was able to play it on hard, I'm like, this will be fun to play in a real guitar. I asked my mom to get me a guitar, and then started to teach myself. If I could go back in time, I probably wouldn't teach myself. 'Cause I've played for like 10, 11 years at this point. I'm nowhere near as good as I should be for playing that long. I suck.
Yeah. It's crazy now because like it went from Guitar Hero and Rock Band to a video game called Rocksmith, where you could literally plug a real guitar into your system and it
Yeah.
color coordinates it. It's really really insane. I tried playing that, and for a while I was like, I'm actually doing stuff. Like I'm playing.
Yeah.
Fun fact about that game: Crowbot actually has DLC in that game.
And
And if
Nowhere
you-
to Hide.
Spaceborne or
Yeah,
something?
like they're like a 3 or 4 Nowhere to Hide, Spaceborne Killer, and I think Fly on the Wall.
Hell yeah.
And it's hilarious because I found these 2 little Japanese girls One plays bass, and one plays guitar, and the bass player's like she's like rolling her eyes back, and she's like deviled out. But I sent the link to Chris. I was like, yo, I showed it to Dave, and I like, Dave, watch this. And they're playing like Legends of Space More Killer, and the little girl's just like it's hilarious. Just type in Crowbot Rocksmith, and you'll see these two little Japanese girls. It's fucking hilarious. And now they have apps like that you can plug. Your phone just listens to you play, and like, oh, you hit the wrong chord. Which so the opportunity to learn instruments now is pretty crazy. I mean, it's
do YouTube.
Yeah,
Like
you can
how
watch
do you play
a guy.
this song
Mhm.
tutorial. Like watch him play it.
What was some of the first songs you just learned how to play?
Video game music.
Yeah, he did, man.
Oh.
Learned a lot. There was a
Classic
really
ones.
old fucking cell phone. I think it's called like Helio Ocean.
The Helio.
I remember there was like
That was the face. That was the MySpace phone.
Yeah,
the
there was like
Helio.
a fucking commercial with like little robots saying like "Go to the party tonight," and it had like I don't know who the hell the person was that like wrote the song that was in the background of that commercial, but that was one of the first things I learned how to play. It was like the cool little jig in the back of the commercial. I'm like, this sounds cool as shit.
Me and my one friend bought the Helios, and we thought we were the shit because no one knew what a Helio was. And I had the one that like it was like the flip before the flip, so like it was the keyboard, and it was all touchscreen, and then you slide it up, and there was a keyboard there.
Badass.
And I thought it was the shit, and like it was the only phone that you could actually do like MySpace on, like no problem, because it was built for MySpace. The phone was awesome, and then
I know
You were
the
living in
first
the
song
future,
we played
dude.
together.
yeah,
I think like the first two songs you and I played together were Back in Black and
On guitar?
Smells Like Teen Spirit. 'Cause I remember we made
classics.
parodies of them. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, in like middle school, we were doing goofy presentations in front of math class.
do you remember some of
playing
the parodies?
Oh,
We did "Smells Like Teen Spirit"
I remember that.
with our buddy
Oh.
Danny Altabelli.
Yeah.
And we like changed the lyrics, all this stupid math shit,
That was the first
and
song
like
we learned.
stopped mid song.
I think
Yeah.
the first song I learned was Roadhouse Blues by the Doors. I think that was the
Nice.
first. Or the This Is Halloween cover by Marilyn Manson. I think that was one of the first songs
Bold.
too.
That's a bold early choice.
It is very bold. I think first time I was starting to learn how to play bass, I was like, Seven Nation Army, that can't be tough. Like, and I, like did it, now was an X. Like, I'm a bass player now. I can play Seven Nation Army.
Tell me your first song was a Metallica song. Tell me your first song was
Was.
Metallica.
You gave me the book. You gave me
I
the book.
love this
Well,
kid.
my dad, he was a big Metallica fan.
I know.
So that
That's
all
what I
just
was
rubbed
hoping
off
it
on me.
was.
Like he had a BC Rich Warlock, just like a Blackie Lawless from Wasp.
That's what me and Jordan grew up on, is hair metal, if you
Yeah.
like to know.
Yeah, so I don't know.
As you
I was
can
pretty
tell.
much. And then like when I was 8, he gave me like a knockoff like black Strat. It's
What
called,
was
like,
your first Metallica song?
My first Metallica song, something off of Master of Puppets, probably. Yeah,
Nice.
had to be. And then I got the book later from you
Yeah.
because I started talking to you about it.
Did you see that? I remember when, like years ago when it actually had a movie release we actually had our nice movie theater when they did Through the Never.
Yeah,
movie.
yeah,
That
I
was
remember
awesome.
that.
And to this day, I'm just like, what was in the fucking bag? Like the whole movie's like he
Yeah.
goes for this bag, and you're like, no, you're not gonna tell me. Awesome. That's Metallica. You tricked me into a 3-hour music video.
Man, even if you don't love metal, they're just a crazy good band.
They are.
They're
Very,
just
very good band.
Like,
Have you ever heard of the band Steel Panther?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Of course. They're playing in Stroudsburg at the Sherman Theater May something.
It's like a
I just
Tuesday,
saw.
a Tuesday or a Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. I will 100% be there.
I love
Yeah.
Steel Panther.
It will be my 4th time seeing them.
Do you listen to them too? Do we all listen to them? I don't.
I really
don't
don't,
even
too.
know.
They're
I can't say I've
hilarious.
listened to a whole album,
Yeah.
but it's
I listen to a whole lot of Steel Panther.
another song.
Glory
here and there.
Hole's my favorite
Yeah.
Steel Panther song. If you're wondering.
Another cool connection with Crowbot and Steel Panther. Have you ever seen their Live in Lexi's Mom's Garage DVD, where it's like an acoustic? So they're playing in a garage. It looks like a garage, but it's obviously not. But they have the whole audience filled with chicks, and it's just them in a garage playing. And then every now and then they do like a skit where one of the guys have to go in the house and get something, and they end up banging Lexi's mom. And Lexi catches them. And then halfway through, a guy's walking on the street. He's banging like, "Yo, let me in! I want to listen to Steel Panther." And Satchel comes out like, "Dude, you got that restraining order, right? Like, you're not supposed to be around here." And then when they turn the camera, he's wearing a Crowbot shirt.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I'm a huge Steel Panther fan. The last time they were at the Sherman, was it? No, that was in. I seen him in the Sherman twice, and then I seen them in Pittsburgh once. Now the Pittsburgh one is when they brought the little kid up and he drummed "Hot for Teacher." That was on YouTube. And when that show first started, a dude ran up on stage and like hugged Satchel, and they didn't do nothing. They're just like, do whatever you're gonna do, man, because security's coming. Like, have fun with it. And he jumped off the stage and like broke his leg. And then
It always ends breaking something, man.
and then they like carried him out, and Satchel just, without missing a beat, like, man, I hate my dad gets drunk and comes to shows. Like, at the Sherman, he got hit with a full beer cup from a guy in the balcony. Like, he kept throwing beer at him the whole time.
Oh God.
And he just kept playing
Going
off,
to
and he kept
buy
looking up
full
like,
beer.
yeah, he kept looking up like, yo, could someone stop that guy? And then eventually he got hit with the cup, and you could tell he got pissed, and he walked off stage, and then security went up and got him off, and he came back, and then like he's like, I don't want to be that guy, but please don't fucking throw beer at me. Like, but he came back out like he was right, bubbly, funny, like he didn't like let it ruin the whole
that's
show.
cool,
Yeah, I love
Good
that band.
sport.
They're just, for even though they're super funny and gimmicky and like they're super talented.
They're
Like,
entertaining.
yeah, they're
That's
really,
the best.
really
all
good.
about being entertaining.
Number one. Gotta entertain, man.
Yeah, they do a VH1 behind the music with like a fake
Did you
behind
ever?
the music.
Did you ever see when they played? I think it was Leeds, and they had like Corey Taylor from Slipknot
Yeah.
come out. And they had Chad
Oh,
Kroeger from like
Mhm.
Nickelback come out. Like, they got a crowd.
Yeah.
Those people
Kelly
know their
Clarkson went up
songs.
with them one time,
Yeah.
like drunk Kelly Clarkson.
They're awesome.
Yeah, they're
More
funny.
people need to listen to Steel Panther.
I agree. You
I'll
haven't,
dive in a little bit.
I suck with that.
yeah. If you haven't lived life, if you haven't listened to "Party Like It's the End of the World," which would be a great cover. I'm just putting it out there for you guys. If you went up and played "Glory Hole," that would make my day. Like, just watch.
Did you ever hear that song?
Get
Yeah.
learned.
I was gonna say, that's
Um,
awesome.
Nikolai seen
Are
it
we
with me.
covering it?
Well,
Well, he didn't really see them. He's very short, so he was like, "Must have been a great show." I didn't see much of it.
Saw a lot
You
of
were
shoulders
just
that
there.
night.
I was like, "Nikolai, she's showing her tits." He's like, "I don't see any. I see his ass." So
what?
Said we're not height shaming you. It's
Yeah.
just being rude.
I feel bad for him. We were trying to
Well, they
hide.
Lion King'd me.
Oh, did they?
That's
support.
The girl pulled her boobs out, and they were really nice boobs, and we just picked them up like, "Look, Nikolai."
You're the best friends.
We did go to the strip club afterwards, but
Yeah.
it was your
That's
birthday
love.
that night.
Well, that Sunday.
It was like a weekend thing.
Yeah. So
Birthday week.
Birthday
we
week,
went out
man. Your
Saturday
birthday's
to
the whole week.
concert. So then at midnight, like we were already.
At the strip club, or at the club. We already said it. It happens out there.
It's out there.
It's out there. It happens. That's when I met this. I became friends with what's her name with the ankle bracelet on. She was on house arrest. She was on house arrest. She was my best friend that night. I was like, "Cool accessory." She's like, "Haha, you're funny." And she hung out with me the whole night. I love Beavers. I don't know if you've ever been there. Check it out. It's a good time. You'll it's not like up class, but you'll leave there with a story every single time.
There are clowns there. Just so you know.
If we could play there, I'm about it.
If I can bookies there, we just do it.
Oh my God,
It's like
as long as
like
it's
a
a
dream.
Saturday night.
It's our dream, dude. That's the only dream we really
I
have.
know that Savannah's in Harrisburg, they book musical acts.
Yeah.
Yes, because I know a few of the guys like I talked to that they do like hip hop and rap. They perform there, so maybe they
We'll
would
let
do a
them
band.
pick a
They
list
wanna
of
get some rock and
covers.
roll.
Even if they need like songs for like sets, you know.
We're learning Crazy Bitch for
Yeah.
9 times.
Oh yeah, just play Buck Cherry the whole night.
First time.
Don't get me started.
The first time.
The self-titled's in my backseat.
So you guys met, you start growing up together, you find your common interest in music, then you start picking up mostly it's all pick up guitar and the keyboard. Were you ever in a band or a project before Look Alive?
Kind of yes and no.
May 2nd will be my 10 years of playing in bands locally. Yeah,
Nice.
all the time.
So what were some other bands you were in?
When I first started out, I guess like the first band that like played shows was 10 years ago. That was a band called Our Battle, Our War.
Mhm.
That was with a lot of my old best friends in middle school and high school. Still close with those guys. Played with them for a number of years, like on and off, and we even changed our name a couple times. We were like big in the local scene, like back when the Roller Roost was having shows like consistently every weekend when there was like a hardcore metal scene.
And the Roller Roost should do that again. Like Friday, Saturday nights for these up and coming bands that aren't 21 yet. Like there's nowhere for them to go yet.
Mhm.
There's nowhere. Like No Rain Checks, super talented, and they're not 21 yet. Like they're just really good, and they just have nowhere to play.
Yeah, it's just all about making it happen and go for it. It's all on pretty much on their ends. I mean, that's like I've always been, I hate to say like the scene, but big into the scene since I've been 14, 13. I think my first local show was 11 or 12.
Wow.
So yeah, I've been going to these shows. I know all these people.
So you'd walk up there like, can we play here one weekend?
Yeah, and that's how we all operated back then. And it was like we
Smart.
went to the Roost and we asked them if we could have shows, and we held them. And like I know the people at the Roost, and they're still okay with it as long as like the bands come in and talk and ask and work it out and set it up, and then they run it.
So it's not like it's a closed door. Someone has to go in there and pull the
Pretty
trigger.
much, yeah. And they give it. I mean, there's a lot of venues that do that out in the out in Scranton. There's venues and out here and there, and they like make you like book the place. Like the band's got to pay, and Rollers doesn't even do that. As long as they can work out a Saturday night somewhere down the line, they usually just let them do it for free.
Nice.
But it's just how it is now. Back in the day, every weekend. Now,
Yeah, I seen some bands. I used to go to Rollers was my hangout in high school. That's where I went every weekend.
Yeah.
And then I graduated, and I was like, oh, that's not cool anymore. And I go, I can't do that. That was my spot though. I loved Rollers, but so when you guys finally got the band together, whose idea was it to make this group?
This one in particular started with us.
I guess those two mainly.
Yeah.
Probably.
I like jammed with them one time in like 2011, like with Alex.
Trying to do something.
But then I went to college, and they kind of have been doing their own thing since.
Yeah.
Where do you get your style or your type of music from?
Man, mostly classic rock. Just listening to like blues guitarists, like amazing classic rock guitarists, like all the classic shit. Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Neil Young, Tom Petty. Like watching people play Telecasters, and then wanting the Telecaster, and then finding a little heavier shit. Stumbling across Crowbot was amazing, dude.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like seeing them was like, this band's like a classic rock band playing heavy riffs, and like they're popular. It's like that. Just seeing that made, I don't know about you, especially me, like really want to jump into it then.
I do. We talked about it in a previous episode, and Chris is probably going to yell at me when he sees me, but I bring them up. I bring them up a lot, but they're kind of like, I kind of see Look Alive as like the little brother of Crowbot. Because like
I'll take that. Dude.
For a while there, like you would go to their shows. If they were playing like an acoustic, you guys were there. Like, hey, they're here. Let's go see. Like you were kind of studying what they're doing, and they're super humble.
They're so goddamn good.
Yeah, they're super humble. Like they will have a conversation with you and be like, hey, great job, and they're very supportive. And I think a lot of the way the music scene is now. Like I had a conversation with somebody, and we were talking about the local band scene. And he's like, well, who can I get here? How can we get this together? I'm like, honestly, most of the bands that are together now, you can book anyone with anybody. You're not going to get any gripes for like, I'm not playing with those guys.
Yeah.
Like everyone supports each other. And it really showed the night with Another Day Dawn. When one band was up, all you guys were on front of the stage supporting them and encouraging them, and then vice versa.
Like you want people to watch you. Like, you gotta watch people.
And that's huge for the scene. It's just because when other bands and upcoming bands see that support, and they see that like, oh, it's with open arms. It's not like, F you, get out of here. You know what I mean? And
you and the other bands are your best fans.
100%. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So and I think that's what's definitely going to take this music scene off in our area, is how you guys have started at keeping that trend alive of just supporting each other. And if you guys aren't playing somewhere, you go see, like when I went to see Japan 4 for the first time, I walked in and half of Bad Maggie was there and half Montongo was there, and I was like, oh, they're there, like, yeah, we love these guys, like, and I was like, it's awesome to see. Like, it's not like, hey, we're hanging out, it's our night off, let's just stay in the house, and like, no, let's go support somebody else. Like, that's, I respect that a lot. That goes a long way for me, especially for me to support another band. Like, talking about that night, I was just like, you know what? They were talented, but the way they carried themselves, I don't think I'd go see them again. Like that was just my opinion on that band. We talked about it on an early episode, but it just that from an outsider that goes a long way for me, and I really respect that you guys are part of that as well, and supporting each other and supporting other bands.
Same to you, dude.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot too, man.
I'm trying to get it out there and just get more eyes on stuff and help people out. So you guys have some stuff recorded. Do you have your first? Are you considering your album EP or
songs, man?
just put it?
Mostly just songs.
Pretty much just taking it one song at a time, just put it out there. That's about it.
Trying to keep doing something,
Yeah.
like not be stagnant.
Now, is it difficult with the band because two of you are also in another band? Is it tough to separate your time and put
I don't know how they do it.
your energy into two different projects?
For real.
I don't know. For the past 2 weeks now, we've been
Back
like
to
being
back.
double duty. Yeah.
3 shows in a day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that might have been why I was so cranky that night too.
Was that the
When I freaked out.
Oh yeah, that was.
Where did you play first?
We
Okay,
played in
no.
Kutztown University,
For which one band?
Mahantungo.
And then set up for that show.
And then we drove home really quick, made it to that show, set up for that.
And
I didn't have a
both
carpet, and I
bands.
cried on stage in front of everybody.
Yeah, so he and I did 3 shows that day.
It wasn't that you cried. Your drums were you're playing and your drums were
Yeah.
flying out here.
I know.
I don't know. You weren't back in that hallway. you didn't dodge a carpet when he threw it backwards at you.
I didn't know because I got on there, asked for one. I didn't expect one, honestly.
Yeah.
But I started looking around. I saw that carpet behind me. I'm like, I'm getting that as soon as we're done. As soon as we're done, I'm taking us all apart, and I just fucking grabbed it.
In your
flipped it
in your
over.
defense, you shouldn't have been on the floor anyway, and that was just my opinion. I will say though, at the next show, they had a different sound guy, and the guy who did the lights put more lights up, and the guy who did the sound that night was really training other people how to do the sound. It was a completely different show for the next week. So like I said, that was something that even when I was there, I talked to like them. I was like, hey, a lot of people wanted to be up front and hear the bands and hear them, and you couldn't hear any vocals. Vocals were
Right.
non-existent.
It's always a problem.
So then everyone wants to step back, and they're not in front of the stage having a good time, but they have to step back because they
yeah,
can't.
you gotta pick your battles.
You got to hear. The next show, the next week there, it was the lights they added. It was so cool, and like the sound was perfect. So it's coming along. It's definitely coming along, and I think each time they keep getting their stride and they keep getting that band here and there, it's gonna keep getting better. But I enjoyed the show. I like Look Alive, that style, the Crowbar style, the classic rock, the funk, the bluesy. I love it. It's a lot of fun. I just like that style of music. The lyric, I couldn't hear so much of the lyrics because of the night, so I couldn't really dive into like the lyrical aspect of it, which I was kind of bummed about. Same with even Montongo, I couldn't really hear lyrics. I just heard, my high school era, emo punk rock, which I was like, this is awesome. Like that's my type of music as well.
Lyrics to relate
Yeah,
to it,
and
right?
then I was able to go back and listen to Motongo on Spotify, and then obviously you guys are still putting stuff out, so that'll come. But it just the local scene, and you guys are for the most part, you guys all do original. I don't know if you ever do covers on stage.
Every once in a while, yeah.
Every once in a
Yeah,
while.
once in a while.
What are some things you do cover?
Mahantungo, I don't think has ever.
Montongo.
Well, we
I remember-
did. The middle.
Yeah, for our release show, we covered that pop song by what was it? Zed
Yeah.
and Gray.
And then
The middle.
We only ever did I Believe in a Thing Called Love by the Darkness
Nice.
live.
Some
Show Me
Audio
How to
Slave.
Live by Audio
Yeah, Show Me How to
Slave.
Live.
We're just trying to pump our stuff down
Yeah.
people's throats. You know what I mean? Like just come listen to it.
Like there's not a like
only
I
had
said,
a
like I remember
handful
10
of
years
bands.
ago, like there was tons of local bands between Pottsville, Origsburg, Schuylkill-Haven, Cressona, and now it's just our 2 bands.
It's
Look Alive and Montongo are like the only, I think, that are full original. Like other than Crowbar.
Where
Maybe
is
this
I'm not-
close.
I'm
None
not-
are this
yeah.
close.
where's
that I know.
not
where's
too sure.
Summer
Oh,
Park from?
Phased.
There's Phased, yeah.
Sumner Park, I don't know. I think they're from. Are they from
I'm not-
Frankville? I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know.
sorry, but I know they're not. I know
Yeah.
they're not from around here. 'Cause I feel like I
Franklin's
would
still school
know.
county.
I know, but I mean, like,
See,
I'm
look,
talking
that's
like.
I'm saying we got some.
I'm sorry to be south of the mountain again.
South of the mountain, assholes.
it was all like Schuylkill Haven kids, Crescenda
Yeah.
kids, Pottsville kids, you know.
Yeah.
And it just like it grew for a while.
Mhm.
Like it had a progression. Like it didn't. It started out and it was a lot of like classic rock bands and alternative bands that I remember back in like 2005. Then it just hopped over and transitioned into like metal and hardcore for a while.
There's a lot of
deathcore.
metal bands.
Yeah.
in our- like I think if
Especially in the outside immediate area, but
Mhm.
it was like right here, like Chris Collins, like he was a big face in that in the beginning with his
Mhm.
band Defend Your Own, Eddie's
Mhm.
brother, and who else was in that? Bob Dudash. You know him?
Yep.
Them? Yeah, they were all in Defend Your Own, and that was just like, that was a turning point. And then the Rollers just became a big hardcore venue, and
Mhm.
everyone in every town.
yeah,
being
the
on.
heavy metal scene in our areas. They got Wolfman. I always mess this
King
up.
Kong hates the wolf.
King
Yeah.
Kong hates the Wolfman. You got that
That's the name.
did
Hands Resist.
Hands Resist,
Mhm.
Faith in Exile, that
Mhm.
Torment Ridden.
Mhm.
Well, a lot of them were just at Trippin'. It was like a whole heavy metal night.
Yeah.
So like the heavy metal scene is pretty big in our
Yeah.
area, which is pretty cool. And then you guys fit in that like classic rock scene where there's a style of music that's really not there, but like the only major mainstream band that's doing that right now is like Greta Von Fleet.
Yeah.
But there's
There's a couple.
I call them they're a cover
I don't
band.
think we're like.
I mean they write their original, but
Dude, they're good. I don't
There's
care.
always
they're
so much
super
you can do
talented.
with
But you're
They're good.
You got 12 notes to work with, and no one's reinventing the wheel in 2019.
yeah.
They're just
See, here's the thing. I don't see them as a Zeppelin band though. Like everyone's like they're just like
I hear it.
I hear more Rush. Like I think his
Yeah?
voice sounds more Rush than Zeppelin. That's my
I
opinion.
can hear where you're coming from
Mhm.
with that. Yeah.
Like the higher thing. I mean, he's still fucking phenomenal. He has a great voice.
Overall
He sounds like a young
instrumentation.
Screechy dude. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
But I like how they dress like the Warriors. Like each like
That's
vest.
the main thing.
Yeah.
That is why I love Greta Van Fleet.
The Warriors.
They are entertaining and they have the look.
Yeah.
Music aside, it's catchy. Whatever.
When I seen him, I was like,
Good
he's
songs.
dressed like
Yeah.
the Warriors. Like he
Yeah.
looks just
Yeah.
like the Warriors.
That's
he looks like
They are
Cochise,
entertaining.
yeah, from the Warriors.
Yeah, their rhythm guitar.
That's my
like,
favorite
the
movie
guitar
of all
player
time.
kills
Yeah.
it.
I
They're
actually
like eye candy.
I just
That's
picked up
what
a
it is.
really
yeah.
good
Like, if you're like-
Warriors T-shirt.
Like, you're
Really?
watching,
Yeah.
like the hippie shit. You're like,
Did you ever play the game
guy.
on the PS2?
Oh my
back
God,
then?
yeah,
A long
I played
time
that.
back.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I love that movie. I still watch it every now and then.
Movie.
I made my brother watch it like a long time ago. I was
Joe
like,
Walsh does the song. Big Eagles fans.
if there was a song that you guys would like to cover with this band, what would some of you?
You can't give it away, man.
You have some come up the slit? So.
Buck Cherry.
Oh, there's so many we could,
Buck
man.
cherry. Yeah, definitely buck
Do you mean like
cherry.
collectively or just like individually?
Individually.
There's a bunch of shit I would like love to do, but it's like I don't want to push on these guys, and it's like
Let's do it. We're pushing it out there
Yeah.
now.
Do it.
Push anything from Alter Bridge.
Okay.
They're my favorite.
It's too
band.
hard,
They're
dude. It's too
fucking-
hard.
He's already
Kill
started
Miles
down.
Rage Against the Machine, any of those.
You have to do one that
You can't.
you
not
have to
love
do one
those.
that like no one else covers. Like
Yeah.
obviously Bulls on a Parade. And
Yeah, but then is
Snake
it going to be
Charmer.
fun? Because I want people to know it. I want people to sing
That
along
is
and
bomb
enjoy
track.
it.
Bomb track.
Bomb track would be good.
Like good song, but it's not covered that much.
Guerrilla Radio.
Guerrilla Radio, Tony Hawk, right there. Guerrilla Radio and Bomb
I don't
Track
know.
would be my two.
What would you do, Jordan?
I'd be trendy and go with something from Motley Crue. Right now. Yeah.
Nice. I love
Definitely
Motley
We
Crue.
talked about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Either Appetite, either something off Appetite by Guns
Guns
N'
N' Roses.
Roses, or I don't know, something My Chemical Romance, just
Mhm.
for fun. Because
Any
that's my
Zeppelin
favorite
song.
band. I've always wanted to do something.
Teenagers, I always like teenagers.
I threw it out there one time.
Teenagers get
We're gonna try. We're gonna try and do more covers.
Nice. I don't go cover crazy because I think
No,
your
no,
originals
no,
are
definitely
very
not
good.
that.
Your
No.
your originals are very good, and that's what I think
Thank
that's
you.
what makes you guys
I
stand
respect
out.
cover bands, and I
Yeah.
will play
It's
shows
more
with them, and I
fun,
love
dude.
those guys.
Yeah,
but-
I love cover bands too.
yeah.
I love cover bands, but I think it's really cool that you especially Montango and Look Alive are like, hey, you're gonna come hear us do
Yeah.
our originals,
Yeah.
and I think that's even like the cover bands enjoy coming to you guys because of that too. Because we have amazing cover bands,
Yeah.
and some
Oh,
of them.
for real.
Sure.
And the cool thing about those bands too is they have good originals, but they're just not putting. They're doing the covers to make their money, so they can go get the studio time to make their originals.
Yeah.
Like I said, you got to do what you got to do. And
Yeah,
respect
100%.
what they're
Like
doing.
Apollo 88's originals were really good.
Oh yeah,
They played like two or three.
awesome.
They snuck two
I
or
had a
three of
couple
them.
people saying like they should do more of their stuff. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
when they're like, this is original, and it was like good
Yeah,
every time. So.
yeah.
Mhm.
And they
That's
did.
cool.
They did a lot of Blink. I'm a huge Blink
Mhm.
fan.
Yeah.
So when he played Blink, and I looked at him like, that's why you have a pink bass. Like you're doing it for Mark. Like the Mark. And he goes, you fucking ain't right.
They
Like
were doing some Green Day, and the one dude's voice was like spot on. For
yeah,
it.
yeah. There's so much cool stuff.
Mhm.
What are some like? Do you have like a timeline of when you're gonna start putting anything out for like original wise? Like, I know you're making videos here and
soon.
That
there.
falls on me dragging a bunch of ass.
He's the recordy dude.
Yeah.
So you guys do all your own recording? No.
Yeah. We're surprisingly self-sufficient.
90%.
Yeah,
this
it's
guy.
weird.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have anything that could help you, but if you ever need anything, let me know.
Thanks, homie.
I really enjoy the music videos on YouTube. The puppet one.
Oh my God, yeah.
It's fucking hilarious.
Thank you.
It's really fun.
There's
amazing, but-
so everything you ever bring up, there's a good story behind it.
So well, I actually complimented his ass, and the other day I'm like, oh, whoever the
There's a
chick
good story
was,
behind it.
whoever the chick was that painted eyeballs in her ass and danced the whole time in the video. He's
Shout
like,
out to Haley Stone.
he's like, that was my ass. I was like, oh, you got a nice ass, bro.
She painted it right above my ass.
Sitting Indian style on the wheels of a trash can while my 5'2" girlfriend pushes me, and John walks in like 6-inch stilettos with a camera, up angle, just shooting straight up his ass.
And that was the Walk-In Art Center.
Yeah.
I noticed the
Yeah.
background.
Very.
That's hilarious.
Shout out to
We do
Not
all
there
our own
anymore.
stuff. Man.
What's that?
We do all our own stuff, except for like the Novo Studio thing we did. That was awesome though. We do everything on our own.
That's
Very
awesome.
DIY. Just try to make it look as professional as we can.
How did the
Fake it till you make it.
Really.
how did the puppet video come about?
That was his
We had
idea.
no budget, and ever since I was a kid, I loved doing like the little like eyeballs in your hands. Just doing this.
Mine's-
I think
all
that's
the
kind of
time.
the next tattoo, 2 dots.
So yeah, it was John's idea.
I said the whole thing. It's like, yo, how about we just like have like each of us do a hand puppet? Then one of you guys was all like, hey, we should have like print out little cutouts of the
Like
instruments. So I'm
cardboard
that's fucking
cutouts.
Awesome.
Yeah. What's Cartman's? Is it Jennifer Lopez?
Yeah, Jennifer Lopez. We were talking about that at the show last week. On Saturday,
And
John drew dots on all our hands and was walking around doing
I was
it.
walking around saying taco
And the whole world believed it. Like he's doing interviews with Jennifer Lopez.
That was fun. We talked about doing it, and then one night we were all hanging out, because we always hang out every Saturday, usually after practice, and we had the idea, and we just winged it. He was like, let's do this, and we were, like I said, talking about it forever, and I said, all right, let's just do it. So printed
One
everything
shot
out.
done.
Threw
Yeah,
a
yeah,
blanket
yeah.
over his TV, put our hands in front of there. John like had a tripod for his phone. Jordan was napping on the couch. We had to wake him up for it.
Yeah.
Wake up and eat your hand.
It was like 2 a.m. at the time.
It was 2 in the
Yeah.
morning.
Practice with 2
I always
bands.
forget it's that late.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how that happened.
That's funny. Now we talked a little bit off camera as well about you have a very interesting marketing idea. I personally love it. The bag, the $30 bag.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean,
all him.
it's more so like just when we like started the band, we like planned it out, like set ourselves some goals along the way. Went along with the name. We designed, we made network connections with like some girl. Her name's Haley. She's a good friend of ours. She does like our artwork and stuff like that. So she designed the Eyes logo for us. Wanted to do like a brand recognition sort of thing. So that's why we sort of been pushing that as much as possible. We just wanted to give people things to take home. So that's why we started off with like tchotchkes. Like we ordered all our stickers and our buttons, like just. And like you said, we go to shows on weekends. Like we always have our stuff with us. We're always handing them out to people, talking to people, building that community, trying to get people in on our team because it's more than like just us.
100%.
Like we got Haley doing all our like. We told her like she's gonna do pretty much all of our artwork forever, and that was like me and him talking about like rock stars, talking about like Pink Floyd, and they had like artists that always designed everything. We got our buddy
Journey.
Ryuichi. Our buddy Ryuichi Narita does a lot of pictures and film for us.
Awesome at it.
Liam Delamonica, who's in Mahantunga with us, he's great at taking pictures and doing video work. He does stuff like that for us too. So It's just a bunch of dudes helping each other out for the
Yeah.
most part, and ladies
Yeah.
creating stuff.
Luckily
We got the
friends,
bags,
though, so.
being eco-friendly. Got the beer koozies. Figured we play at bars all the time. People got cans of beers.
Mhm.
Summer's coming up. Looking for people to want us to play outside. So
Well, from what I heard for a while there, what was it? The one bar was gonna
I heard Strikers was thinking about
Like an
doing
outdoor
stuff
thing.
outside.
that'd be cool.
Mhm.
They don't really have neighbors to worry about either. Woody's was supposed to go and change into different ownership, and I guess they said they're going to keep it, which is smart because now with tripping not going to be a thing
Right.
anymore.
Mhm.
Outdoor at Woody's in the summertime is always a good time. As long as we don't get a really rainy summer like last year. Like last year was
Yeah.
hard to do stuff outside because it rained all the time. But that's a good outdoor thing. The only problem is neighbors get a little upset on that venue. If the drum hits too hard, then they're calling
It's
the
pretty
cops.
crowded, I guess, over
Yeah.
there. That makes sense.
Yeah, outdoor stuff is fun. Definitely would be fun to do that. Like I said, if everything works out with Goodfellas, that'll be a thing more. We just gotta get more people in there. Gotta get more people to show up every weekend.
Yeah, I think the word's getting out there, and like you said, it's progressing.
Yeah.
Like they're updating the sound, updating the lights, gonna
Mhm.
clean up on the 28th. And
Putting together some big, gotta put together some big bands like to play together too. That's a
Mhm.
thing too. So you have to.
And I appreciate that they care. Like they're
Yeah.
asking the
Yeah.
bands their own opinion and stuff like that.
Well, that's the big thing too that day. Like, so when we all sit down, just real quick to let you guys know what we're talking about. On the 28th, we have we're getting a whole group of people together to come to Goodfellas, starting around 11 because a lot of people are doing stuff the day before. That weekend's going to be a nightmare for me. But yeah, I forget what I have. It's nuts. But whoever wants to come, you don't even have to be a part of a band. If you just enjoy the scene, you want to help out and donate your time. Pretty much, we're going to come into Goodfellas. Anything that need to be done. So I think the biggest project they want to work on is where the pool table area is, right behind the sound. They want to clear that out and then clear out the VIP room, and then the VIP room we use as another spot for people to hang out. Or possibly, he was saying like I could bring my table up and do a podcast the same night as a show, and then
Nice.
like after the band comes up, they can come up talk, and then
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So
so-
like a little interview type of deal right
yeah,
after the set.
yeah. So that
They even
might,
have a room up on the side, like a little wing in there,
Mhm.
up in the VIP area.
yep.
Something in there.
Yeah, so hopefully that works out. But but just getting people, a place to hang out and do stuff, and make it look a little more presentable.
Yeah.
And
Dude, it's such a cool spot.
Mhm.
Like it's too good of a spot not to
use
make
it.
the best.
Mhm.
Like, yeah.
And he was talking to I was talking to Rob too. He's like because he plays in a band and he's always doing his thing.
Mm.
So his biggest thing is he doesn't he has to figure out who can play together, who has a similar style
Yeah.
or style things that mesh really well together. So it's like trying to get those bands together that want to do shows together. So that's the thing that they're trying to figure out as well too. So I think it's something that could definitely blossom into something big.
Man, I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they get bigger bands and
Cross the finger.
bring some drawback to it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good things going on in town. I think it's all part of
Yeah,
whole
and the
beautification project.
Downtown
and-
Pottsville's getting revitalized.
Yeah.
I mean, how good it would be if and I know every people
to have at least one major
Yeah.
place for music. Like it's
Mhm.
nice to have all the bars that let us play, but at the end of the day, we can only get like 200 people in one
Mhm.
place. You know,
Yeah, and tripping now that that's not a thing anymore. I mean, that's a blow for bands.
You think we'll still have shows there?
Personally,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
I think the Crimson
Crimson
House.
House probably.
I don't know.
not.
Like,
The
I
Crimson
mean,
House. I see.
Maybe like acoustic.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah.
Right.
I think what they would probably do.
Bust out our button ups.
It would be they would probably take that wall out and have more places that they can sit people for meals
Bigger, yeah.
because they don't really have that right now. That's a really nice establishment,
Yeah.
except when it gets busy, it's literally like you're like this the whole time. So
The
if they
only
can,
downside will be fixed, I guess. when
yeah.
they buy it, huh?
So then where the bands would be what I would guess would be more room for, bands and stuff, and then they could put like an acoustic every now and like that's what I would think would happen, but. I'm not in charge. I don't know anything about it. But if I had to guess, that's probably what would go
I'm
down.
cool with that too, man.
Yeah,
Acoustic shows are fun.
yeah.
They do that all
And
the time.
there's acoustic. I haven't been there yet, but there's acoustic shows at the new Coffee and Press, right? You
we did the
guys.
first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super fun.
You guys
It was like I think
About that.
Liam set that up, didn't he?
Yeah.
Isn't that like Liam and we're good friends. Like going back, Timmy who works there. Do you know Timmy Mangle?
Shout out
Churches
to
and
Timmy
Trains.
Mangle.
Shout out to Timmy Mangle. Churches and Trains. Timmy's also an old scene veteran.
Yeah, I seen him for the first time that night too. Very, I like his style.
Oh, yeah.
He's a fucking
Everything
handsome
He's
has
the
a
best,
rock
dude.
star story. I met
Yeah.
Timmy in a music store when I was probably 13, and he had black and red hair that went over one arm, and skinny jeans and a studded belt.
He was like,
and now he
he's like the emo kid from South Park.
now he's a barista at a coffee shop. I love Timmy to death.
His music is fun.
Glow up. But no, I think Timmy and Liam talked about that, and they were talking to the owner Abby Weaver over at Prest, and we set up the first one. It was us, Montungo, Look Alive, did double duty.
Yeah.
And
And
Timmy.
Timmy fucking
Timmy.
Timmy.
Is there a lot of room in there to put a band, or
That night, no.
No, that night, no. I don't know how the other ones went. Unfortunately,
fun
we
time.
haven't been able to. We were gonna go to one night, but we had a show the same
That's
night,
why
so we couldn't cut it early.
Shows
enough.
keep falling on
Yeah,
the same nights
shows-
as a lot of these events.
Yeah.
That's the
We're
problem.
trying to play out every single weekend, so sometimes it's hard. Sometimes we might get together on a weird Friday and go to a show. We try our best. But no, we played a Saturday. It was packed in there. It
yeah,
was hot.
that's my strategy.
Hot.
Now, too.
Yeah.
Like upcoming Saturdays and Fridays, is like
Windows were sweating. It was
Really?
hot in there.
just trying to find, because I like going to like local wrestling shows too. So it's like, oh, Saturday night's this like upcoming wrestling show, but then a really good band's playing. I was like, I'll go to the wrestling show and then swing by the band on the way back. So I'm just always and then
Badass
doing a show and
Yeah.
the one weekend I have a Bangin' Beers episode on a Friday night. Then the next day we're doing the Brewfest. And then after the Brewfest, we're going to Hazleton for a wrestling show, which is going to be fucking awesome.
And we're drinking at that.
Yeah. No, there's no drinking at that. That was probably a great thing because it gives me time to fucking
That's the recoup.
Yeah, recoup. And then we're doing a Bangin' Beers on Sunday with Bad Maggie. So
There
it's
you go.
like 3 days of
I
drinking.
appreciate that the recoup is wrestling.
Yeah. But I'll be screaming the whole time, so I'll be like, this is Bad Maggie. And, but yeah, it's going to be I hurt really bad doing that. Oh, God. Yeah, but that's going to be a long weekend, but I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah, I don't know. I love the music scene, man. I hope it really keeps kicking off. And anytime you guys get anything going on, man, that fucked me up. Shoot me a send don't be afraid to tag us or use like, hey, here's our new video and like tag interviews with everyday people or one of the things because our people then see it and get more views and stuff on it, man. But it's a lot of fun. Is there anything else you guys want to cover, talk about before we get out of here?
Fucking hook you up with our first official this thing.
Thank you, man.
First time we're giving it away to a homie.
I love it. I love
It's all
it.
for you. Pimp it out.
I think I have the black one, right? You guys had a black shirt?
Yeah,
the zombie.
Oh, the zombie
Zombie
one.
zombie
Yeah.
lady.
So now I have both.
There you go.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I got the eyeballs.
That's
Every
what
time I
being a
see him,
homie.
I think of your butt, but it's...
That's what we wanted.
Anything you guys want to plug? Anything you guys coming up or that you want to get out there?
Shout out to Timmy fucking
Shout out
Mangle.
to Timmy Mangle.
For sure, Timmy
we got our
Mangle.
show the 27th with Faith in Exile. Very excited about that.
It's gonna be a
to
good
see
time.
them back.
And just
Remember
come
going
out
to see
all
them when I
shows,
was
man.
12.
Yeah.
Very stoked.
That was a big scene at the time with them because it was them, Cyanide, and Crowbot just like at the same time all coming up together, and they're all super talented bands. And it just now that they're coming back on the scene, it's good to see. And I'm pumped for it. I think it's gonna be a fun time because they're another one. They have really good originals, and then they can throw some really good covers at you as well.
They're awesome.
What are some? Actually, here's a quick question. What are some venues that you guys like to play?
That we like to play?
Yeah, or that you would like to play?
Oh. We're talking like bigger venues?
Anything.
Madison Square Garden would be cool. Dude,
Stonehenge.
Chili
Like-
Peppers just
like Rock
played
Band.
us
Red,
Yeah.
Red Rocks
Pompeii.
out in
yeah,
Colorado.
Pompeii would be cool, man.
Like local
a
area.
realistic goal
Yeah.
would be I'd love to play like Chameleon Club or something. 'Cause
Cool.
Yeah.
That's like a big for us. That's a huge spot.
Yeah.
You know. And
Yeah.
Like that.
Play in the Sherman Theater.
Like, in the
Pretty cool.
Sherman
Like, we've
Theater,
played at the Sherman
Not the
Showcase
lounge,
how many
yeah, the
times?
showcase.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you market yourself the right way, you could probably be like an opener for somebody at the show.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah, we're trying.
Trying to
We
keep
always
working, yeah.
throw our name out there.
Yeah.
Keep
We'll
shooting
open for
it.
you, whoever.
Have you ever played anywhere like Harrisburg, like the HMAC?
Yeah.
No.
What did we play in? What is it, Lemoyne?
Champ.
The Champ.
Is
That's
it still
that's
called
right
the Champ?
near Harrisburg. Yeah.
Yeah.
H-
right
HMAC
across
is pretty
the
cool.
bridge.
They have 2 stages, and then they have a second venue called the Capitol Room. So
Mm-hmm.
HMAC has like a small little maybe I would say maybe a little like smaller than Goodfellas, but it's a nice private bar VIP stage. Then they have the upstairs that holds like a couple thousand people, and that's packed. And they'll put like big bands up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, the HMAC is pretty cool. And that's only in Harrisburg. and they're always looking for bands and stuff.
I don't know what it is now, but I always wanted to play the Electric Factory. I don't know what
The
Franklin.
Franklin
Is it
music,
Yeah, it's
something.
Benjamin
Oh,
Franklin Hall
I
or something.
don't know. Yeah.
I saw Alter Bridge there, and it was packed. I'm like,
At least
it
until
would be
last
awesome.
year, I always wanted to
Yeah.
open at
Yeah.
Warped.
Mhm.
Warped.
Oh my god,
That
yeah,
would've been-
Warped
that was like a
Tour.
dream.
Like,
Until last year.
classic rock band aside, like that's not our influences.
Yeah.
Fully, I guess.
Mhm.
Like, Warped Tour definitely,
Mhm.
but
That's
that
like my
dream's
big
dead
one.
now.
Yeah, that's my big one.
I would have loved to be on that entire thing.
Mm.
The St. Clair scene is getting pretty good too with the Roundhouse opening back up. That's pretty. I remember being so much smaller back in the day, but that we went there for a Bad Baggy show. I'm like, there's a lot of room in here. Like, but where the stage is, it's a lot more open than I remember it being. For some reason, I thought it was a lot tighter, but it wasn't that bad. I think it's funny that people have to go up on stage to use the bathroom.
You gotta walk
Yeah.
through
That's
it.
kinda
I was telling
good move.
I was telling Kevin, I was like, anyone that has to go, you have to ask, like, they have to announce on the mic if they're doing a 1 or a 2.
You should pause every time. Wait so they don't miss the song.
I remember like 2 or 3 years ago, they always had like a pool table right in front of the stage.
Oh
too.
yeah,
That
we
was
played
always
there when it was under
complicated.
different ownership
Mhm.
too back in the
Yeah,
day.
it bounced around a little bit.
Yeah.
That's how the Minersville used to have awesome venues, and now they're all done. Like
Yeah.
the Curran, that I don't think
Yeah.
that's a thing anymore. And then down the street is the Tap.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
The
that.
Tap.
Yeah, I know you mean.
The boys
Those
upstairs played
Miners
there, and it was
Tavern.
like shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
But there's no room. Like you could put a band in there, like if you're lucky, but it's
It's shoulder to
tight.
shoulder, but like
put
14
a band
people
in
or
there.
something.
Yeah.
Or
No,
Good
I mean
idea.
they packed. It was so hot in there. Like I had a
Yeah.
splitting headache, and they played with the cajon, two guitars, and then the keyboard, and there was no room. There was no room to move. It was just so packed, and then like they had to go behind the band outside for the smoke area,
Yeah.
but it was so busy. It was such a busy night. But that's like the only thing in Minersville really right now for the most part.
Yeah.
For
Okay,
bands.
that's why we love Goodfellas, and I hope it
Yeah.
hope it keeps picking up. I like playing in the small places,
Mhm.
but Goodfellas is perfect, and if they could get
Have
some
an actual stage with
That's
some
the
lights.
coolest
Yeah.
spot we have.
And it's good, and it's good
Yeah.
practice too, because obviously, like playing in a bar in front of people,
Yeah.
and then you finally get up on, on the
It's
stage and
different.
have the lights on. I wouldn't know. I'm not in a band, but I feel like it's got to be a different. Like you're in a different mind state, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Like the lights hit, you're like, this is
I
like a
I think on the stage it's a lot more like serious. I think more on a stage.
yeah.
I think I
It's
put
like-
more thought into it.
Like your
You're
mind's
obligated.
like you bump it up to 11 without even like
Yeah.
thinking about it.
Mhm.
It's like you feel more of the part.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I feel like I'm an actual band now instead of just you're in a bar with a stage that's like 2 inches if you have a stage, and it's like you have people right over here that
That's
are,
like
you just
kinda
you hear their
interesting.
conversation
Yeah.
over your song, and it's like
Yeah.
yeah,
There's
whatever.
an
Then you get
It
on
don't
this-
matter.
Yeah.
Whereas like on a floor in the bar, it's all off the crowd. Like if no one else
Yeah.
is feeling it, I'm gonna stand there all night. Like
Yeah.
there's nights where I just bob around, and
Which
then
it's hard to believe because you were like an animal that night.
sometimes I'll force it, but
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make
I
it,
enjoyed
but-
your energy. That was
Thank you.
like it was one of the high. Like no offense, Ollie, but that was one of my highlights
Nah,
that
dude, he
night.
killed it.
Yeah, it was awesome to watch. And like just because I was trying to learn how to play bass, like I have more of an ear because I started learning how to play bass and like have more appreciation for it.
Yeah,
For a
yeah.
while there, I just like I couldn't tell you a bass line in a song, but after like hearing it, like that's what I look for now. I listen to the bass more than anything, and like
So
a
important,
lot of good
yeah.
bass players they sneak in right with the drum, so it's hard to
Yeah.
hear because and that's which is good because you're kind of working together, so it's hard like one sound. But yeah, I was impressed with the show, man. I really enjoyed it. That's the thing too with like on a stage with a bar. I can't stand when like people are like 8 feet away from you guys and like our band like when Bad Baggy played at the
we
Roundhouse.
yell at them.
Yeah,
We try our best not to let people
Yeah.
do that.
Bad Maggie was playing, and you had to pay a cover to get in at the Roundhouse. So people paid like $5 to get in, and like it's like they were quarantined, like they couldn't be near him. And I was the only one up front, acting like a drunk idiot because I'm awesome at that. And I was just like, "Give me your mic," and he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Give me your fucking mic." And I took his, I like stepped on his light.
I got to use that Let
Yeah.
the Plush show.
Yeah.
And I was like, everyone get the fuck up here. Like, everyone move up. And then it got crazy, right? Like, everyone was into it. But I was just like,
You just gotta get it to happen.
You gotta be
Yeah.
entertaining. You gotta be a leader. Gotta
Yeah.
be the front man and yell at people.
I just took his mic. I was like, get the fuck up here. And then you came up and sang. It was a good time. It was a good night. That was a fun night. I almost died that night. They came around with a tray of shots.
Yeah, they does free shots for everyone.
It was free shots. You can just take as many as you want off the tray.
What? Missed out on that, right?
It was all Fireball. and I
The
took the
bar
first.
just gave it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They came
Good
toting out with
guys.
like 2 big ass trays full of shots.
and I took the first shot,
Wow, man.
and then everyone was like trying to grab shots, but they were so packed tight that they were spilling shots.
Oh,
So the whole tray was like the tray was floating, like the shots were floating. And I'm like, give me more shots. She goes, no, and I'm like, oh my god,
Give
it's-
me the tray.
And I took the tray and I just
Nice.
drank the tray.
Nice.
And it spilled all over
That's
me.
what I would have done if I was there.
And when I did it, it grossed me out. Like I was like, oh my god, that was really gross. I can't believe I did that.
Beautiful.
And then it was like in my head, like the whole time, like I grossed myself out. And then I was with one of my coworkers, and she was wearing like all black, and I was so sticky, and I had all over my arms and stuff. I was like, I love you, and I hugged her, and I was drying my arms off on her back. She'll be listening to this. She'll be like, you, because the next day I told her I did it to her. But it was so much fun.
The next day, I told
I was like, I literally I was covered in Fireball, and I just dried it off on her because I was a drunken idiot. But yeah, it was a good time. But yeah, the music scene, let's just keep it going. And anyone else you guys know that wants to come down and sit, let me know. And if you guys ever want to come back, we'll do that too. And I'll see you two very soon.
Yeah.
I'm pumped.
See that? I'm excited.
But so show in 2 weeks. Go check them out. Check them out on Facebook, YouTube. Look Alive. Give them some likes. Spotify.
everywhere. Try everywhere.
Give them some likes. Give their use to page some subscribes and support these guys. And when you go to the show, they, like I said, they have awesome merchandise. It's like a nice bag. You get a T-shirt, buttons, pins.
It's a deal.
It's really, really good stuff. Quantity over quantity. Quantity over quality.
Both are cool.
You know,
Both, man.
You know what I'm trying to say when I said
quality,
it.
it's cool shit.
Yeah, it's cool shit, and you get a lot. You get a lot for your value. It's a lot of value. It's a good value. I love it. The stickers everywhere. It's all over the place. I love the eyeballs. But thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
And
man.
we'll definitely do this again soon. And I'll definitely be at some shows. We'll hang out. All right. Thank you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.